What's good, TFF teachings back in the cut. This one's for all my hoopers, but really it's for anybody who's trying to stay solid while chasing their vision, because their biggest enemy isn't always doubt. It's ego, but not always yours, it's theirs. The world is full of people who want to be the one, the alpha, the captain, the leader. And if they feel like you got something that might take attention or control away from them, they'll start playing a psychological game, trying to get you to shrink. And sometimes it's not straight hate, it's those little comments. Why are you doing that? You really think you're him? Like, you really think you're like that? Blah, 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 blah. We could say that to our friends in passing, but you can tell when someone really is like trying to kind of player hate. And the best one is silence when you share your goals. That stuff plants seeds, and the more you hear it, the more you start questioning yourself. But let me remind you right now, your path is yours. Their ego, that's their battle. And their insecurity is not your responsibility. Literally today, for day 2 of my 6-week course, the question was, what are 3? Let me look. It's what are 3 negative labels you've internalized from others? So you see, I got my whole page right here, and it's funny because once I started to identify what traumas or what things people put on myself, it made sense of, oh, shoot, maybe that's why I did start to do that. Or maybe that is why I started to act that way. And at first, it's like we always, or at least how I am, I know a lot of people obviously don't like to look in the mirror. They like to try to blame others. They like to make others feel like, oh, you're the reason I messed up. But no, in reality, it's like we didn't have enough control of our own emotions. We didn't have enough strength in our minds, or a belief system. That's coming back to the belief system of TFF. You can get signed up for the 6-week course that you just saw I did the journal prompt for. You can do that same journal prompt. But regardless, man, we started to think like, oh, am I not good enough? Am I the one that's messing up? But in reality, it's like people just don't want to be honest with themselves. And so people will deflect their shortcomings onto you. And so it's up to us to really evaluate, okay, is this my fault, or is somebody throwing shade on me because they're coming up short in their lives? And oftentimes all we got to do is just look at them and understand, are they really happy? Probably not, because if you're throwing shade onto other people, you can't be progressing what you're trying to do. That's just how it works. Because if you're focused too much energy on one, how can you focus energy on the other? So often we get close to doing something real, posting that highlight reel, starting that business, speaking up in a team setting, and suddenly our inner voice gets loud. Maybe they're ready, maybe I'm not ready. But ask yourself this, where'd that voice come from? Was that really you, or just their voice that you internalized? This is why I directly built TFF, Teachings, Focus, and Flow. Because you need your own belief system, something stronger than their opinions. When you have your own belief system, you don't bend for just anything or for every emotion, for every ego in the room. You're not worried about that because you have your own lifestyle, your own conditions. So TFF, Teachings, Focus, and Flow. Teachings. Everything that happens in my life is for a reason. So I can never really take L's, because it's like, if I use those as teachings, if those are already a part of my system, then the only way that could be an L is if I internalize it as such. The only way that emotion can stay with me is if I internalize that and I keep projecting that onto others. And so if I am able to control this, if I'm able to understand that everything's a teaching, off the bat, most of my problems are gone. Most of my disgruntlement in my mind is gone, because it's already a part of the system. It's already part of my belief system. It's already factored into this. And since it's already factored in, how could I be upset, or how could I feel like a surprise if I already know something's going to happen? If I already know that I'm going to have lessons in my life, if I already know that people are going to project onto me and I don't allow that to happen, that's the majority of our problems will be gone. Because if I'm not worried about other people's emotions, I'm only worried about myself, that's a lot less emotions to worry about, because I can keep myself grounded. I know how to do that. With the belief system, I've learned how to do that. And so it's just beautiful to see this, because it's like, yesterday, for example, actually a fantastic example, because knowing myself, I would have been hot. Like, so we go up, we do a drill yesterday at practice, and we were like shooting or doing like whatever, it didn't really matter. And we get up to shoot free throws. I missed like 2-3 free throws in a row. Like, hello? Like, what are we talking about? Like, nobody's like, what are we doing? So I'm like, damn, like, what am I doing? And I just told myself I just literally thought in my brain, dominate, TFF, dominate, teachings, focus, and flow. We get to the next drill. I think we were shooting threes, all catch and shoot, like off balls, off screens, all that. I probably went like 15 for 17 or something. But it's because like I was so locked in mentally because I reset my focus. Whereas before, I would have been cooked. I would have been done at practice that day. I would have been like, man, I'm trying to go home, man. Like, y'all got me messed up. I'm trying to leave. But in reality, this time, and since I've been using TFF, since I've been living this belief system, I was able to reset my mind and go 15 for 17. And then when we started playing, just started going. So it's like, if we could just get this to refocus ourselves quickly, everything becomes so much easier because we're working with so much more capacity in our mind. Because I was able to think and process through every single shot I shot or every single read I made. Okay, this is what I need to do, because I was calm, because I was focused. I was using the teachings from missing to focus up and to understand, okay, this is how I play through that. And I know I'm good enough. So it's like, it's only a matter of time before I start hitting. That's the thing. And that's the other thing that in my mind is like, I'm expecting perfection. But perfection is a scale almost. It's almost like a perfection is getting the right look. It's not about the results. So in the game of numbers, prospecting, financial prospecting advice, it is not about how many times you hear yes. So in this, for basketball, it's not about how many times you shoot or the shot goes in. It's about how many times you shot a good shot. So if we go on a 5-star scale, 1-star shot, step back three or some trash with time on the shot clock. 5-star shot, free layup, catch and shoot, drive and kick three, 5-star shot. So if we continue to shoot 5-star shots all the time, even if we miss, that's still our rating is still keeping that 5-star rating, because we're taking good looks, we're taking good opportunities. This is like our lives. If we take good opportunities, if we continue to try to capitalize on things, even if it doesn't completely get to where we want it to go, it'll still be like we're making progress. So, and nobody can be mad at progress. You can't be mad at somebody doing the right thing with intention within their nature. So you can't be mad at that. So once we understand that, I was like, how can I be mad at myself? Because I know I'm going to do things within my nature. I know I'm going to move selflessly on the court. I know I'm going to take good shots. So if I know this, then why would I get frustrated with myself? It literally doesn't even like, so man, this TFF, teachings, focus, and flow is how it's applying to my life. And this is why I wanted to, again, get y'all signed up for the 6-week course so you can do the same for yourself. Create your own belief system, get these entries. I got a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different lessons, all that type of stuff. So that's why I really want y'all to get on that so you can feel how I'm feeling about this. And it was funny because my boy Caden, he's gonna be the first athlete that's doing my course. He's doing it right now, and we was at the gym yesterday. I gave it to him because I know he's going to do it, because he's just a super smart kid. He really wants it, so I gave it to him for that reason. And it was funny because I checked his journals yesterday, and when we were working out, the exact things that he said in his journal was what we were working on. And so it was just beautiful to see, because it was like, okay, now I understand where you're coming from or why you're doing this, because you explained it. And so for him, it was super insightful, because he was like, yeah, I did directly just encounter what I said I was trying to work on. And so it was just really beautiful. And it's just like doing this in the mornings allows for us to really move with a focus, because we write down our teachings in the morning. So then we get our focus. So what are our goals for the day? What are we trying to work on? And then this allows for our flow throughout the day. So it's all connected. And it's just, since I started to understand this, is beautiful because it's like now I'm connecting spiritually, emotionally, and physically, or mentally, spiritually, physically, mentally. Y'all know what I mean. But man, I just really appreciate y'all so much, man. Like, because on the court and in life are the same exact thing. So now it's like I feel this way throughout my whole life. And this is your call to flip the switch. Stop waiting for validation. Stop absorbing doubt that's not even yours. Stop thinking they know better just because they're louder. That is such a fallacy. Hey, that is so true. Like, if we always think someone's yelling louder, that they're right. Like, I know that we're used to politics. I know that we're used to seeing everybody argue, but it's like, that's not valid. I'm not gonna lie. That's not reasonable. From now on, listen to your gut, not their ego, not their fear, not their need for control. If this hit for you and you're ready to build your own belief system, go grab the TFF Starter Pack. It's completely free. And if you really want to get a deep dive into this, DM me TFF today at tffteachings.com. At TFF Teachings on Instagram for the 6 weeks course. I got a few spots open. Stay locked in. You're not wrong for shining. They're just loud. Peace, TFF. I'm gone, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, sub, comment, hit the notification bell. And yeah, I'm gone, TFF. Pow.